Just when you thought you knew how far Peacemaker could go, Episode 7 grabs reality itself by the throat and throws it into a wood chipper. We're not just dealing with a twisted mirror anymore. We're trapped inside it, and the reflection is wearing a swastika. The rules are gone, the stakes are unimaginable, and one wrong move means more than just death. It means the end of everything we know. The episode picks up exactly where the bombshell dropped. Our team is stranded on Earth X, a world where the Nazis won World War II. This isn't just a backdrop, it's a living, breathing hell. James Gunn doesn't waste a second rubbing our noses in the horrifying details. The first thing we see is Nazi Harcourt, cold and ruthless, having our Harcourt arrested. The jokes are still there, but they're laced with pure dread. Peacemaker's realization of his stupidity hits differently here. It's not just funny, it's terrifying. He's been walking through a world drenched in evil and missed all of the signs, from the copies of Mein Kampf on every desk to the giant mural of Hitler in the Capitol building. The tension is immediate and suffocating. You feel their panic as they realize the sheer scale of their mistake. This is no longer a mission. It's a fight for survival in a society built on hatred, and our heroes are the most wanted people on the planet. The urgency is palpable as they scramble to find each other, knowing that every second they're exposed, the tighter the Nazi noose pulls around their necks. The danger isn't just from soldiers, it's from every single person on the street, indoctrinated from birth to see them as the enemy. The escape from the government building isn't a triumphant action sequence. It's a desperate, chaotic scramble, underscored by Peacemaker and Harcourt's fractured relationship, which adds a layer of emotional chaos to the physical peril. They're falling apart at the worst possible moment. Meanwhile, Vigilante becomes our unlikely tour guide into this atrocity. His explanation is chillingly matter-of-fact. On Earth X, the Sons of Liberty are the resistance, and anyone who doesn't conform faces the camps. This isn't abstract history. It becomes violently real when Adebayo, alone and terrified, is hunted through a suburban neighborhood. The scene is a horrifying escalation of the Season 1 clan chase. It's not hooded figures in the woods. It's ordinary-looking neighbors, men, women, even children, their faces twisted with hate, chasing her down with a terrifying, mundane evil. They are the banality of evil personified, and it's one of the most unsettling sequences in the entire series. Her rescue by Judo Master is a shocking, cathartic release of violence, a bolt of lightning in a swimming pool that temporarily clears the air, but does nothing to calm the raging storm around them. The team is reunited, but they are wounded, scared, and trapped in the heart of the beast, with only one known way out, a path that leads directly through the home of the very men they were sent to kill. The most mind-bending twist of the episode isn't the Nazi world itself, it's the man living in its heart. Auggie Smith on Earth X is not the monstrous, abusive bigot we know. He's reasonable. He's calm. He's the polar opposite of DCU Auggie. When he and Keith discover the truth about our Peacemaker, that he's from another universe and accidentally killed their version of the hero, the reaction is not what we expect. This Auggie speaks of his son's death with a tragic zen, almost seeing it as a mercy killing for a son who was suffering. He's not a raving Nazi. He's a man who has learned to navigate a horrific system to survive. And he displays a shocking amount of understanding, even sympathy for our team's plight. This completely shatters our expectations and adds a devastating layer of moral complexity. What if the worst person in your world is one of the better ones in another? This moral ambiguity is the core of the episode's suspense. For a fleeting moment, it seems like they might actually get out of this without more bloodshed. Auggie and Keith, grieving but rational, seem poised to let them return to the pocket dimension and disappear. This hope is what makes everything that follows so much more devastating. While this tense standoff happens, we cut back to the DCU, where Rick Flag and Sacha Bordeaux are making their own desperate moves. Their cameo-filled scene with Dr. Sidney Happerton, Lex Luthor's former scientist, is a massive info dump that changes everything. We learn that Peacemaker's pocket dimension is built on technology far superior to Luthor's. Luthor's portals were unstable, collecting dimensional detritus and collapsing after minutes. But Peacemaker's? His is a stable, secure gateway. This isn't just a plot device, it's a ticking time bomb. It explains why a powerhouse like Lex Luthor is so interested in a dumb bro like Peacemaker, and sets the stage for a corporate and governmental arms race over multiversal travel, with our heroes stuck right in the middle. Back on Earth X, the team regroups in a stolen house with Judo Master, who's been having a surprisingly peaceful time, complete with Nazi world Cheetos, which he claims aren't as good. This section is a masterclass in pacing. James Gunn lets the characters breathe, allowing for crucial moments of connection that make the impending chaos hit so much harder. Adebayo and Judo Master have a heart-to-heart where he bluntly tells her that the problems in her marriage are her own fault. This mirrors Peacemaker's own journey of self-realization. The idea that the source of your pain might not be the world around you, but the person you see in the mirror. It's a quiet, character-driven moment that deepens Adebayo's arc and strengthens her bond with Peacemaker, whom she now calls her best friend. They play a twisted version of Scrabble, and for a moment it feels almost normal. But the horror outside their door is a constant presence. The dialogue is laced with grim realizations. They talk about how this Nazi world isn't as different from their own as they like to think, a chilling commentary on the potential for hatred and conformity in any society. The suspense here is built on anticipation. We know this quiet can't last. We know Auggie and Keith are out there. We know the police are swarming. The team is waiting for nightfall to make their move, and every second that ticks by is filled with the dread of the inevitable explosion. This is the eye of the hurricane, and Gunn makes you feel the pressure building, the false sense of security that is about to be violently ripped away. Even Economos back at the Smith house provides comic relief that's tinged with anxiety, as Eagly continues to be the most unhelpful rescue bird in history, more interested in snacks than solving problems. The plan to return home hinges on a tense meeting back at the Smith house. Auggie and Keith have dealt with the police, and Auggie delivers a speech that is both shocking and heartbreaking. He reveals he's not a Nazi sympathizer. He's just a man trying to live his life and do a little good where he can in a broken world. He talks about keeping the portal secret to protect both universes. He sounds noble. In this moment, Robert Patrick gives Auggie Smith a redemption his DCU counterpart never got. He speaks of leaving the world a better place, and you believe him. The mood is one of tragic understanding. Peacemaker sees a version of his father he could have loved, a man of peace, not war. It seems like a peaceful resolution is possible, a handshake across the multiverse that will allow our team to slip away. And that is precisely when Vigilante smashes through the window. In a blur of hyper-competent violence, he stabs Auggie repeatedly. The shift is so sudden, so brutal, it's physically jarring. All that potential for peace is obliterated in an instant by a character who operates on a simple, violent binary. Keith, who was already hanging by a thread, completely snaps. He opens fire and the scene erupts into pure, unadulterated chaos. This is the WTF moment the episode has been building towards. It's not a clean fight. It's a bloody, emotional massacre born from a single, stupid, violent mistake. The team fights their way toward the basement portal as Keith screams in grief and rage. In the fray, Okonomosos and Eagly arrive, and Eagly attacks Keith. Peacemaker, seeing his brother, even this twisted version of him, about to be killed again, screams for Eagly to stop. He cannot bear to watch his brother die a second time. This single moment of hesitation, this fractured emotional response, gives Keith the chance to survive and sets the stage for a vengeful return. It's a brilliant character beat that defines Peacemaker's entire conflict. The helmet's mission of peace versus the man's chaotic, damaged heart. The escape through the portal is a hollow victory. They slam the door on the nightmare of Earth X, but they carry the trauma back with them. And Argus is waiting. In a moment of shocking self-sacrifice and growth, Peacemaker hands over the pocket dimension key to Rick Flag. He's fulfilling the promise of his letter, using his one piece of leverage to get his friends their jobs and their freedom back. He accepts his fate, walking calmly into custody and back to Belle Reve prison. The mission is over, but it feels like a colossal failure. A good man in a bad world is dead because of them, and they've created a new, deeply personal enemy. The final shot of Peacemaker in the police car is haunting. He's not the same man who started the season. He's been forced to stare into a mirror of his own legacy of violence and doesn't like what he sees. But the true cliffhanger, the hook for the finale, is Keith. Harcourt tried to kill him to tie up the loose end, but she was stopped. Keith Smith of Earth X is alive, wounded, and filled with the burning hatred for the man who killed his father and his world's peacemaker. He is now a multiversal threat, a ghost from a Nazi reality who knows exactly how to find our heroes. The portal may be closed, but the door is far from locked. As the episode fades to black, we are left with one terrifying question. It's not if Keith is coming, but when. And what will Peacemaker have to become to stop him? The post-credits scene with Dr. Happerton offers a moment of crude comedy, but it's a distraction from the chilling truth. The walls between worlds are thin, and on the other side, a monster is waiting for his revenge.